Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Make-It-Neiked Pups. This is Valerie and I'm coming to you with another video. This video in particular is going to be about what it is I feed my dogs. So yes, this has been a big question. This has been something that I actually wanted to share with you guys because I'm not really sure what other dog owners are doing that own this breed, but I would like to share with you what it is that I give my dogs, just to give you some context, some idea of what it is you would possibly be feeding your dogs, or maybe how you can change their diet. So without further ado, I'm gonna go into the brand of food it is that I give my dogs. So primarily, I like to give my dogs Purina Pro Plan. And the reason why I like to give Purina Pro Plan is because, one, it's a well-known name. My vet approves it. But two, they have a specific brand that is for extra, sensitive skin and gives like digestive support, like sensitive for their stomachs. And so I like to use that brand. It's a salmon-based I guess meal you would call it, and my dogs like it. I've noticed that with the pandemic, with the supply chains, that we've had limited access to that brand of food. And so I did some research on what other foods that I could potentially use to give my dogs in the event I didn't have access to Purina Pro Plan, but that I can give them a diet that will cater to their skin and to their stomachs. I know with my other dogs, they had allergies, and so Jack couldn't have soy, my older dog, and he didn't do well with chicken per se, and it would make his paws really itchy, and he really struggled. He couldn't take any allergy medicine because he would spit it back up, and so I was very limited what I could and could not give him. You might experience that with your dog, or you may not experience it. The key is, though, that you really should pay attention to what it is that your dogs are consuming, and pay attention to the ingredients of the food it is that you give them, just so you can rule out any allergies, any food allergies, or environmental allergies. So, like I said, I give my dogs primarily Purina Pro Plan. The sensitive skin and easy digestion. It's like a pink little strip at the bottom. I'll put a little picture somewhere in this video so you could see what I typically give the dogs. Something I did try, since we've been limited to what it is we had access to, is this particular brand. I actually like it. It's a little expensive, but one of the folks at Petco recommended getting this because they didn't have in stock the Purina Pro Plan. And so I'm gonna be ordering the Purina on Chewy. Chewy has really good deals if you haven't been on there. I typically don't like ordering online, but for the sake of getting access to certain foods, I've been limited. And so, yeah, so I went to the physical store. I got Acana. It's whole grains. It's lamb and pumpkin recipe. I'll show you again. And it's pretty decent. Here's the back of it. I don't know if you could see it. It's pretty cool. The thing is like with my dogs, I like to limit the amount of grains, only because if they have a high diet filled with grains, it could lead to potential cardiac issues in the future when they get older. I also like to limit grains in their diet and balance it primarily with a higher protein content, and some like pumpkin or vegetable, because I like to keep my dogs lean. The leaner they are, the easier it's going to be when they get older. Their joints won't be affected as much. They won't have cardiac issues per se. The older they get, obviously you have your anomalies and any genetic issues that could potentially come along with your dogs. I do recommend getting a DNA testing to kind of get an idea of what it is that your dogs do or do not have. And so anyway, I like to limit the grains. I don't isolate it completely, but I like to limit it. I like the Purina Pro Plan. And then I really like this Acana. It's a lamb and pumpkin recipe. It's awesome. So with the dry food, I actually give my dogs, sorry, they're out here. So if you hear them barking, I apologize, but this is the salmon oil I actually put in their food. I don't know if you see that. I actually get access to this from Chewy. I tried it and it's pretty decent. It says that it's high in omega-3 fatty acids. High in omega-3, it helps supports normal skin moisture, perfect for both wet and dry foods. And it's really focusing on skin health. You see that? It's focused on skin health, and it's zesty paws. And so here are some of the ingredients. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Anyway, I recommend this. I found that it actually keeps the dog's skin pretty moist and doesn't dry out as badly. So I recommend, if you have adult dog, it's 1 full pump. If you have smaller dogs, I would only do 1/4 of a pump or 1/2 a pump. Sorry, that was Jimmy in the video. Anyway, so I mean, I recommend mixing this with the dry food. I do think it gives like flavor, but it's also attending to their skin. When they're out and about outside and it's warmer out, they're subject to obviously sunburn. They're subject to getting dirt on their skin, bacteria on their skin. And so they're gonna be exposed to a lot. But if we protect their skin with like a high omega-3 fatty acids diet, then they're gonna be better off per se. Now, after I give them a bath, I typically give them coconut oil. However, I do that hand in hand with giving them salmon oil within their diet. So that's something else I put in their food. So I'll do like a pump for Dossie. I do 1/2 a pump for Rip, and I do 1/4 of a pump for Bullet. And then I add, see this is a Purina Mixers. I don't know if you can see that. Purina Mixers. I like this. I like adding this to their diet because it says digestive support. It's Alaskan cod, wild salmon, and pumpkin recipe. Pumpkin's really good. It's high in fiber. It's really good for their digestive system. And it actually has whole chia seeds in there. Like it's, I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if you could see it per se. Anyway, I give 1/2 a can to Dossie in her meal, and then I split a 1/2 with the boys. So Rip and Bullet will get a 1/2 of a 1/2. So 1/4 each for them. So I'll mix this with their dry food and a pump of salmon oil. I mix it up and boom, there goes their meal. So that's what I feed them. Again, I'm trying the Acana whole grains. They absolutely love it. Something else, if I don't find the mixers, I actually find this, it's called like a superfood pour over. This is lamb and beef stew. It's a slow cooked stew. I actually really like this. The dogs aren't a big fan of the lamb and beef stew, but they have like a pumpkin, they have a salmon or like a chicken. I try not giving too much chicken again, just because I just had really poor experience with that with my previous dogs. But I think what's really cool is what's inside of this. And so I'm gonna read that for you. I don't know if it's clear or not. I don't know, it's a hard time focusing, but it says, green goodness inside. So it says, no thanks to no meat byproducts. You definitely don't want a high content of meat byproducts. It's just leftover meat products that I just don't think are beneficial to them and their health and their nutrition. There's no grains, like I mentioned. A diet high in grains can contribute to cardiac issues. I had a conversation with my vet and that's what they said. So I kind of limit my greens. No GMO ingredients, no artificial colors or flavors, but it says yes, please on it. And it says lamb, beef, spinach, kale, broccoli, turmeric. Now, turmeric is an anti-inflammatory in general. So if you're someone who deals with like maybe like wrist issues, like carpal tunnel, or maybe some back issues, obviously they recommend like holistically that you take a turmeric, but I like to make sure that they have kind of like a turmeric base in their diet only because It's really good for their joints. So the goal is to keep their skin healthy, protected, keep their joints healthy. So keep them very lean. The dogs are, you know, they're not meant to be bigger dogs. They're very lean dogs. And so it's really good to kind of like keep their diet as such. Now, something I do give to the puppies and Dossie, well, Dossie's technically still a puppy. She'll always be a puppy in my eyes. But anyway, I like to give them chewing treats. I don't go with like the rawhide type treats from like certain name brands, but I do give them, what is it called? Beaverdam? Beaverdam foods. This is a lamb bone. It's just like one lamb bone. So it's like pretty decent size. The bigger the bone, I always give it to Dossie. And then I give like the smaller ones to like Rip and Bullet, but they absolutely love these things. It actually keeps their, that teething type thing, that urge to chew and bite something, keeps that at bay, because this will last them for a few hours. So if I'm working from home and I have a meeting, you better believe it, they're getting these things because it keeps them entertained and it keeps them not chewing up my couches. What they really like are the beef tubes. I think these are like trachea tubes. Again, I use Beaverdam. I get this at the regular supermarket. You can order it online, but it's from, I believe it's from Pennsylvania. No, Delaware, psych, Delaware. Maybe you can see their information. You can call them if you don't see it at your supermarket. Their phone number is 302-349-5299. And so it's located in Delaware, but I like these. I've tried other kind of like trachea tubes from like different brands. For some reason, my dog just don't like it. This, they can actually chew till it like disintegrates. And so it's really good for their teeth. These bones, they'll chew it up as much as they can, but you got to keep an eye out. You cannot give these to your dogs unattended because the top part does come off. And once they've chewed up all the meat and like, and stripped like the bones, you know, they could easily break it down. Once they've worn out the meat, they could break down the bone a little. So you'll see bone particles like on the floor. So just watch them once they've stripped it. Once you feel like they stripped it clean, toss the bone. That's just my recommendation, just so it's not becoming a choking hazard. So I use that. And again, I use that for their teething. Dossie likes to just chew on it just to keep busy and whatnot. Okay, so I give, next one is the treats that I give them. They really like it. I recommend Rachel Ray, and I like this Milo's Kitchen or something or another. I don't know what it's called. They really like those treats. Again, I just avoid chicken. So I've tried these like little plates. I don't know if you see that. My dogs absolutely love this. So I was a little hesitant trying this, but it's prebiotic fiber and it's healthy vegetable blend. It's a natural dog treat with added minerals. Again, I like to keep things natural. There's a deboned beef, potato peas, potato protein, potato starch. And so I like to limit this only because it's not necessarily food. You should never replace your dog's diet with treats. I use this strictly for training. Like I'm working on stacking with Rip. I'm working on keeping Bullet like sitting, and then I have him jumping through hoops, like literal hula hoops, and doing little things like that, walking on a leash, all those things. And I use this only because I seldomly give them treats. One of the recommendations I found from another breeder on YouTube actually was that she won't feed them dinner, but put their food in the little treats bag. And so instead of feeding them dinner in one sitting, she feeds them dinner as she trains them. So she's not adding extra calories to their diet. I don't necessarily do that, but what I'll do is I will train them between, like, I would say 6 and 7. Maybe I'll give them dinner at 8:30. They're leaner dogs. I'm very I watch their diet very closely. And so I don't give them a lot of food, but when I do give them treats, it's literally a treat for them. So that's just a recommendation if that's something you want to try. Yeah, I tried these little training treats and I didn't like them. At first I thought it would be cool because it's real salmon, but I don't know, I wasn't a big fan. It has like wheat flour in it, so I limit this treat per se. This is like my backup treat if I run out of these. I have like literally 2 bags because these guys love these treats. But yeah, so that's as far as what it is I give the dogs. I know it seems probably a little extra, but let me just tell you, when I brought Dossie to the groomer was like, holy crap, like her skin feels phenomenal. She says, I've never felt a hairless dog feel this smooth. What are you putting on her? I said, you know, I do put coconut oil after she showers, but it's not necessarily what I put on her. It's what she's consuming. So think about that when you're taking care of your dogs, of what it is they're consuming. Watch their skin. Is their skin flaking? Are they itchy? You know, what's going on with their skin? Because your skin is the largest organ of your body, and think of that you know, it's the largest organ of their body, and so it's our job to make sure they're taken care of. So there goes that as far as the food it is that I feed them. Now I'm going to go to what it is I put on their skin. You're more than welcome to use olive oil or coconut oil on their skin. I personally like coconut oil, but I like to try olive oil. Not extra virgin, because extra virgin is very thin. But if you use regular olive oil sparingly, you could coat their body with it. They should be fine. Even if they lick it, it's not going to be toxic to them. So I recommend that after every bath. Every bath needs to have oil on them. Just because, like, think of your skin. If you're in the shower, you come out of the shower and you don't put lotion on, you can get dry, especially in the winter time. So think of your dogs like yourself. What would you do if your skin was dry? Are you itchy? Does it hurt you? Just think of them and think of those things, and just keep an eye on their skin. Something that I found, which I'm pretty excited about, I've allowed the dogs to hang out outside for like hours because it is getting warmer. And Dossie came in with a sunburn. I almost lost my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, Dossie. And then I realized the SPF that I have was expired. And so I need to go get our new SPF. But I'm glad it happened because I came across this fantastic brand. I mean, I like Coppertone. I recommend Water Babies, obviously, for the dogs. But this one is, I don't know if you see it, it's tear-free, dude. Tear-free. Anyway, I didn't even know there was tear-free. Almost like, it was like, wait, what? Anyway, it's gentle for babies. That means it'll be gentle on your dogs. I'm just saying. So I put that on Dossie. She just wasn't a fan of it, but she will get over it because I have to protect her skin. Something that I learned in the American Hairless Terrier groups, I think it was Terry Murphy that mentioned it, one of the admin folks in the team, not the team, in the group, is you know, how we take care of our dog's skin when they're younger, you're going to see it when they're older. So because when we got our older dogs, Jack and Mimi, the breed was still newer. The breed was still not as mainstream, I feel, as it is now. And we would put like sunscreen on. I wasn't layering up. You know, there may be some days I didn't put it on, some days I did. And I would put jackets on and t-shirts on, and sometimes I wouldn't. And I wasn't as consistent with it, but you could tell the older they got, they developed like warts, blackheads, age spots, like a lot of age spots, and that's a direct reflection of the sun on their skin and repetitively. So if we take care of our dog's skin when they do get older, that would be probably one thing you wouldn't have to worry about as far as any medical conditions that are derived from it. I know 1 in 4 people, like as adults, will get diagnosed with skin cancer. So think of your dogs that way. Their skin is constantly exposed. If you were outside in the sun constantly, you would want an SPF. You'd want to cover your skin. So think of your dogs in that respect. You know what I mean? Like, they are prone to skin cancer or, you know, skin disorders. So anyway, I would recommend copper tone, tear-free. So if you put some on their face, I would still avoid the eyes anyway, just in case, even though it's tear-free. It's just me. But I just recommend a copper tone water babies. Avoid the eyes and put it all over the tips of their ears, their limbs. Remember their tail. Do not forget the tail. The tail is super important. And yeah, let them play outside. Now, I recommend putting SPF on 15 minutes prior to them going outside. That way it's soaked into their skin and they're good to go. This particular SPF, it actually is water resistant and lasts 80 minutes. So if your dog is a dock diver, plays in the pool, you'll be good to go for, I would personally just do an hour and like maybe 20 minutes. So anyway, that's all I have. Well, it's messing with or Rip is messing with the cat. And that's my cue. I gotta go. All right, guys. If you have any questions below, please leave them below. Any comments, obviously, just leave them. If you like the content of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and that's my cue. Gotta go. Bye.
They never told me how hard it would be. Why this have to happen to me? I thought my youth would bounce me back, though. The love would bring me back to life. But instead I got darkness, a time that I will never get back. I remember